Hello, my name is Ghost Time. Welcome to this video. If you are joining me for the first time, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the notification bell icon to get notified each time I release videos relating to FPL and FPL team selection. Now, once you have registered your account, once you've created an FPL account, you will be given 100 million euros where you get to buy players to build up your team. Now, after registering my account, I was given 100 million euros. Now, this 100 million euros, I'm going to use it to get players that will form my team. So once I'm getting those players, I also ensure that I get players that are very good and can perform very well for my team, because you having a good player means you are automatically going to get a lot of points that will make you to rank through as the league. I'm going to do this. If you feel that there are players in my team that are not worth it, you can kindly comment on the comment section. So I'm going to get players to build up my team. Now let me start from my goalkeeper. My first choice as a goalkeeper is probably going to be Alisson. There are a lot of good goalkeepers out there, a lot of wonderful goalkeepers, but I believe Alisson is going to perform very well. I've actually watched Alisson play a couple of seasons, and I believe he's going to perform very well, even though he did not win the best player of the season in 2024-2025 Premier League season. But I still believe he's going to actually perform well and very as going to be an outstanding goalkeeper this season. So the first thing, I'm going to go to my goalkeeper option, and I'm going to either search here at this side, or I'll type the name. So I think I've seen Alisson. So I'm going to include it in my squad because I believe he's going to perform well. Now, once I've chosen my goalkeeper, the other thing I need to choose is my strikers. I want to take those key positions first before I conclude on the other positions like the defenders. My first choice of forward, or the person I might likely want to use as my first striker, I have a lot of options, but like I said, I cannot get all strikers because I'm only giving 100 million. So I need to get a striker that is very good and is going to score a lot of goals. So I'm going to get three strikers that are very good and they are definitely going to be productive this season. So let me look for the choice of a striker. Now, sometimes getting a striker seems to be very confusing, considering the fact that there are a lot of good strikers out there that you don't know the one that you want to pick. But I feel and I think my first striker, or somebody that will actually perform very well for me, is Isaac. Isaac. So I'm just going to go to this left side and check Isaac. So I feel Isaac is going to perform very, very well for me. That's my choice of striker. Now let me go to my second striker. The second striker I feel is going to perform for me, and I feel is going to really help me in my team, is going to be I'm considering taking Eucharist or taking um Wood or taking Jao Pedro. But the challenge I'm having with Wood is that sorry, the challenge I'm having with Jao Pedro is that Jao Pedro, I don't really know if he's going to be the first starter or he's going to come from the bench. So remember, any players you want to select in your team, it should be somebody that will start, will be a regular starter in his team. So any striker I want to take, I will ensure that that striker is somebody that will be able to start matches. So I'm considering taking Gyökeres or João Pedro, but I have to think very well about it before I select what decide which striker. So I feel taking Gyökeres will be a better option considering the fact that he has been doing well. And I've actually watched a couple of games he played, and I believe that he will actually improve and get used to the Premier League banter and the stress in the league. So I'm going to go and choose him. If I cannot find him here, what I have to do is just to go and type his name here so I can be able to see him. Okay, so I've taken him as my striker. So I'm left with 75 million. I'm left with 75 million. Now I've gotten two strikers. Let me go to the midfield. The midfield, which is a very sensitive part. The first person I'm considering as my midfielder, I will consider taking Mohamed Salah. The reason I'm taking Mohamed Salah because Mohamed Salah has been consistent in the Premier League for like 3 seasons now, and I still believe he's going to perform better this season compared to last season. Considering the fact that we now have new players in the team in Liverpool that are going to perform very well. So I believe Salah is going to also perform very well alongside those players. So I'm going to take Salah, Mohamed Salah, as my first midfielder. Now I'm going to the left. Going to the left, I will consider taking my star boy, which is Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer is one player I love very much in Chelsea, and I believe he is going to be productive and he's going to give me a lot of assists and also score a lot of goals for me. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to take here Cole Palmer. So once I'm done taking Cole Palmer, I've selected two midfielders, two attackers. Now I'm going to select my defenders. When it comes to defense, I'm going to select. Remember, I told you that we have a lot of outstanding players out there, but I cannot pick all of them because I'm only giving. They gave me 100 million, so I will work. I will pick players according to the budget I have in my account. So if in the course of the season I accumulate more money or more points to buy players, what I have to do is just to sell some players and get other players. So my first defender, which I'm going to consider in my team, is I will go for Cucurella. Cucurella has been somebody who has been outstanding in Chelsea for the past 2 seasons now. He was very good last season, and he was also very good last 2 seasons, the ending part of last 2 seasons. So I believe this season also is going to perform very, very well. Once I'm done, I'll go to my second defender. Considering the fact that I need solid defense, the second option I will consider or I would likely prefer is Van Dijk. Van Dijk. Van Dijk is somebody that is very good as a center back. So choosing Van Dijk is going to help me build my defense and make it solid. So I'm going to choose Van Dijk. Now, once I'm done choosing Van Dijk, let me go back to my midfielder. I've gotten Cole Palmer and I've gotten Mohamed Salah. The next choice or the next person or the next midfielder I may likely consider is I'm thinking between taking Elanga or taking Declan Rice. But let's see. Like I said, I cannot pick both of them at once because their phone, the money I will use to get them is very high. So I just have to choose one. So I feel one of the person or one of the players that will likely perform very well for me is definitely going to be Declan Rice. So I'll have to compare it and see how it goes. Elanga is 7 million, and now let me see Declan Rice. Let me see Rice. Rice is 6.5. Okay, so I'm working on my budget. So the other player I feel is going to perform very well is Declan Rice because he has been so good and he's a starter in Arsenal. So he's definitely going to start and he's going to play very, very well. So I have how much in my account? I have 31.5 million. So I have seven players I need to get with this 31.5 million. Considering the fact that I've gotten my three midfielders. So the next person or the next option I will consider in my defense line is going to be like I said, I have a lot of defenders that are very, very good in the Premier League, but I can't just pick all of them. I have to work according to what I have in my FPL but account. Now, the person I feel is going to be very good and produce very well for me is McGew. McGew has been a very good player and very outstanding. So I'm going to get McGew in my team to support my team very, very well. Once I get my queue, I now have to move on to the two defenders that I feel they are going to perform. Now, the other defenders, I feel that it's going to perform very, very well also is Wan-Bissaka. I've actually watched him play and I loved his gameplay. So I'm going to go and select Wan-Bissaka. If I told you I'm going to just screw here, or if I can't find him, I'm just going to search for the name of the player and I'll just select. So I've gotten Wan-Bissaka. So I still believe he's going to produce a lot of solid defense in my back line. So I'm going to choose him over other defenders. So the next, let me go to the midfield and check if there are other persons that I will select in my team. Now, when it comes to that, I want to select somebody that is not costly and will fit in very well in my team. So let me go to my other midfielders and look for a midfielder that I can be able to select in my team. All right, so let me scroll down to see if I can get a very good midfielder that is cheap and I can play very well in my team. So I have Eze. Eze is a very good player. I have Szoboszlai, I have Johnson, Enzo, Bruno. Okay, but I'm looking for something small, somebody with a lower budget. Somebody with a lower budget that is going to give me a good play in the midfield. So I'm going to keep going. I'm looking for somebody that is not costly, probably a player worth 4.5 million. So I can just include it in my team. So I'm looking for a player with a low budget. So let me just, instead of me searching, let me just go to this money and look for a player that is just small, that is up to 4.5. Let me just 4.5. So I have King, I have these, I have these players, but I feel, let me keep going down. I have Young. Any player I'm selecting, I must make sure that that player is someone who is a regular starter in his respective Premier League club. So I'm still going to look for those players that I feel that will start matches in their club. I don't want to get a player that will keep sitting on the bench. It's going to reduce my team strength. So I'm going to look for players that are okay. So I have Andre Santos. Santos may not likely start a match, considering the fact that um we have Enzo Fernandez. So I actually I loved Santos a lot, but I can't take him because he's not a regular starter. So I'm going to stick screw down to look for somebody that is good, that I can use in that position. So I'm still going to go down to look for who I'm going to play in such position. So I feel I still need, I haven't seen one yet. I haven't seen one yet. I think Dewsbury Hall was sold to Everton. So I think, let me check if I have Dewsbury Hall here. He can actually start, and I believe he's going to perform very well. I think, let me check for him. Let me check for him here if he can actually start for me. Okay, he is not a player of 4.5 million. So let me look for, I think let me go with the players that are available here. I just want a budget of 4.5 million. So let's see, I will go with Andre Santos. Let's see how it works. Let me go with Andre Santos. Let's see. In as time progresses, I'm going to get a more good players depending on how they perform. So I'm just using this as my starting squad, and I believe I'm going to get a lot of points that will uh, help me very well purchase more players. So the other option I have is my last midfielder. My last midfielder. Now I'm considering getting Shaka. Shaka is someone who is not playing for Sunderland. Shaka is an ex-Liverpool player. He has played in the Liverpool team and also went to Bayern Leverkusen and he played very well. So I believe me adding him into my team is going to help me a lot. So I have 13 million and I have two players to buy. So the other player, that means if I divide, how many players do I have to buy? Let me check properly. I have three players, rather, I will need to buy with 13 million. So that means any player I'm picking, I have to ensure that the budget will not exceed what I have in my account. So that means first I have to complete my defense. I have to complete my defense. So in doing that, I have to choose someone that will be very good here to add in my team. So let's see the defenders available, and I'm looking for a low budget defender, a very low budget defender. Okay, so let me see. I'm looking for a defender. Let me see if I can get a good defender at 4 million. A very good and competent defender at 4 million. Very good and competent defender at 4 million. Let me see. Okay. Let me see. And the person must also be a starter. So let me see if I can get a good defender at 4 million. Okay, so I can decide to, I have this Newcastle player, and there is somebody I wanted to add. Let me see if I can see Van der Ven and the price. Van der Ven. Let me see. Van der Ven. Okay, Van der Ven is 4.5. So let me see if I can add him to my team, to my defense back line. And I'm done with my defense. Now let me go to my, I have how much left? 8.5 million. So any player I'm choosing, it will be two players that will sum up to 8.5 million. So let me look at the last options for my attack. Now my attack, I'm going to pick someone that is not costly, that will give me a better result. Okay, so I'm going to look for the budget of, I'm taking a budget of 4.5, the budget of 4.5. I think the budget 4.5. 4.5. Let me see if I will have a budget of 4.5. 4.5. Let me see. We have OB, we have McGill, Redmond, Barnes, Sheriff, and the likes. So I'm going to, I think Barnes would be a good option for me. So let me go with Barnes of Burnley. So I've gotten my 3 attackers. Now I have the last option, which is to pick my backup goalkeeper. Now my backup goalkeeper will be somebody that is valued at 4 million. My backup goalkeeper is valued at 4. So I'm going to just go to this place and select keepers that is valued at 4 million. Let's see. I have Green, I have Setford, I have these keepers that are here. So I'm going to select someone that is okay, that is valued as 4. I think I don't have any other persons there. It is valued at 4 million. So I'm just going to take green. I think I should take green. I should take green. Okay. Let me take this as my backup goalkeeper. So I've successfully selected my team. Now this is my squad for the 2025-2026 Premier League season. If you feel there are players that I've selected that will not perform very well, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Now I have built my squad. I still believe my squad is going to perform very well, though I have some doubts about Isak because he has been having issues on his transfer, him staying in Newcastle or moving to other clubs. But let me use this first for game week 1 and see if he can play very well. So once I'm done selecting, I will just click on enter squad. Enter squad. So I'm just going to click on enter squad, and once I will just put my add my squad name. I'll just add my squad name GT10. Now I pick my team, my favorite team that I support. I'm a Chelsea fan, so I'm just going to pick my team and I check and I enter my squad. So I will go back again and I will select my captain. For me to select my captain, I'm just going to click on the player and I'll come here and check the captain. Now select my vice captain. I'm just going to make somebody that I feel is going to be my vice captain. I'm going to check this. I think Declan Rice can be my vice captain, and I'm done. So the next thing is to select bench boost, meaning that anybody that comes in from the bench and score, I'm going to get a point for that. So and that is it. So I have successfully created my FPL team for 2025-2026 Premier League season. So you can also create yours and also start your season. Now if you feel like I said, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the notification bell icon to get notified also each time I drop new video relating to how to manage your FPL team. If you feel that there are players that will flop or that will not perform very well, let me know your thoughts on the comment section. Thank you very much.